Near an oil facility, a crane was traveling at high speed along a roadway. At the same moment, an oil tanker entered the intersection, continuing straight ahead. Within seconds, the crane collided with the tanker with tremendous force, causing the heavy vehicle to overturn. The tanker fell onto its side, and fuel immediately began leaking across the road. Soon after, the spilled fuel ignited, and flames spread rapidly around the tanker. Realizing the danger, the driver broke through the front windshield of the cab and managed to escape on foot. What started as a simple road crossing quickly escalated into a major industrial emergency. This incident highlights two critical safety principles: road discipline and hazardous material handling. Heavy vehicles must reduce speed near industrial crossings where visibility is limited and reaction time is short. Tankers carrying flammable materials require reinforced safety systems, including emergency shutoff valves, fire suppression equipment, and proper driver escape training. Coordination between industrial facilities and road traffic is essential. In transportation safety, one careless moment can endanger not only a driver, but an entire site. Inside a factory, a worker was operating machinery that suddenly malfunctioned. During the breakdown, the worker became trapped within the structure of the equipment. What began as routine work quickly turned into an emergency, highlighting how unpredictable machinery failures can be. This situation reinforces the importance of regular equipment inspections and proper maintenance. Operators must be trained to recognize early warning signs of mechanical problems and know how to respond in emergencies. In another incident, a man climbed a ladder leaning against a wall while someone below tried to hold it steady. However, the ladder was placed on a smooth, tiled surface with very little grip. As the climber stepped higher, the base suddenly slid outward, causing the ladder to lose balance. What should have been a simple task instantly became a dangerous situation. Ladders must always be positioned on stable, non-slip surfaces. If the floor is smooth, the ladder base should be secured or fitted with anti-slip supports. Correct ladder angles and firm footing are essential. With ladder safety, stability at the bottom ensures safety at the top. Inside a factory, a worker was welding metal rods onto a wall. Unknown to the team, flammable materials were stored just above the work area. As sparks and heat traveled upward, those materials ignited, and the fire spread almost instantly. Another worker attempted to control the flames using a fire extinguisher, but the fire had already grown too intense and rapidly moved through sections of the factory. Hot work activities like welding require strict fire safety measures. Flammable items must be removed or properly shielded. Trained firewatch personnel should be present, and suitable firefighting equipment must be ready. A single spark can trigger major damage if the environment is not properly prepared. In welding safety, prevention before starting the job is always the most critical step. Inside a warehouse, one worker lifted a rolling shutter to exit the area. As another worker stepped forward, the shutter suddenly detached and crashed down. What seemed like a normal movement immediately exposed the dangers of worn or poorly maintained fixtures. This incident emphasizes the importance of regular inspections of shutters, doors, and overhead equipment. Workers should never walk beneath such systems until they are fully secured. Even the most routine actions can become hazardous without proper maintenance and awareness. In another workshop, a worker was operating a radial drilling machine. Focused on the task, he remained seated very close to the rotating drill. As the spindle continued its motion, it gradually moved into the area where the worker was positioned. When the worker stood up, unaware of the drill's position, his clothing caught on the rotating part, pulling him toward the machine. In only a few seconds, a routine operation turned into a serious risk. This incident highlights the importance of maintaining safe distance from rotating machinery. Loose clothing, missing guards, and poor positioning can quickly lead to dangerous outcomes. Protective barriers, correct posture, and constant awareness of machine movement are essential. In machining work, awareness of your surroundings is as critical as the job itself. Inside a factory, two workers were operating a mechanical press machine. They placed a sheet of material beneath the press, with one worker carefully adjusting its position. At the same time, the second worker moved toward the controls, unaware that his colleague's hands were still near the press area. Due to this lack of coordination, the machine was activated too soon. This moment clearly demonstrates how a small breakdown in communication can lead to a serious hazard. Press machines demand strict safety discipline. Operators must give clear signals before starting a cycle, and no one should remain near moving components once the machine is engaged. Safety guards, lockout systems, and proper teamwork are critical. When working with press machinery, coordination between workers is just as important as the equipment itself. At a cement plant, several workers entered a ball mill to investigate a technical problem, while other team members stood on top of the machine. Everyone believed the equipment had been safely shut down and secured. Suddenly, the ball mill began to rotate, possibly because the power was never fully isolated or the machine was accidentally restarted from the control panel. With workers still inside and on the surface, the situation instantly turned extremely dangerous. This incident could have been prevented by following proper safety procedures. Before any inspection or maintenance on heavy machinery, lockout and tagout protocols must always be applied. Power sources must be fully disconnected, locked, and verified before anyone approaches or enters the equipment. Clear communication, warning signs, and secured control systems are essential. In industrial environments, machines do not wait for mistakes to be corrected. Only strict procedures keep workers safe. A fully loaded truck approached a tight curve on the road, with a scooter carrying two people riding closely behind. As the truck slowed down to make the turn, the scooter also stopped just a short distance from its rear. Without warning, a mechanical failure caused the truck to start rolling backward. The scooter riders tried to move back slowly, but the narrow space left them with almost no room to escape. Within seconds, the scooter lost balance and tipped over. This incident shows how fast an everyday road situation can become dangerous when heavy vehicles and smaller vehicles operate too close to each other. Two important safety lessons stand out. Truck drivers must always ensure their braking systems are functioning properly and should apply parking brakes when stopping on slopes or sharp turns. Riders, on the other hand, should keep a safe distance from large vehicles to allow enough reaction time if something goes wrong. Road safety is not only about controlling your own vehicle, but also about anticipating the behavior of others around you.